Hello everyone! This is Dr. Juana V. Miranda and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Dr. Vlogger. Personally, I never really believed in first impressions last, but I believe in first impressions. So we are going to talk about the different types of doctors that you see, especially during rounds dun sa mga stations in the hospital. I'm sure a lot of you can relate. We are going to discuss about different types of doctors, and this time it's not about their specialties but their personalities. In one instance in your life, na-admit na yung relative nyo or kayo yung na-admit, and also that goes with the nurses as well. Nakikita niyo yung mga doctors nag-around sa stations, and then you can't help but observe their personalities. This video is just for fun, guys, and if you have any other contributions or inputs, you can comment down below. So let us start with the quiet ones. I cannot say the introvert ones because the quiet ones would include doctors that have resting bitch face, yung RBF. They have this face na talagang medyo snob, but actually they're just really quiet. When they go to the stations, just write their orders right away and visit their patients and then come back and then go. Usually, the resting bitch face, when there are triggering factors, pag may mga triggering factors, dun na lumalabas yung true personality nila. In defense, dun sa RBF nila, hindi naman daw talaga sila snob. Sometimes, kung may triggering factors, like what if suddenly nagka-emergency code or may nag-toxic, dun lumalabas. It's either nagpapanik sila, nagagalit sila, they worry, yun, nawawala na yung RBF nila. In quiet ones type, this will also include those doctors that are really reserved, that are also calm. So, kahit may code pa yan, kahit na-toxic pa yung patient nila, kalma lang sila. Hindi sila nagpapanik, wala silang reaction. In short, NR lang sila. And yes, they exist. So, one advantage of the quiet ones type na mga doctors, especially with nurses and even with patients or relatives, is they establish this boundary between them, this distance, that they maintain the relationship of being a doctor and a nurse, doctor and a patient, doctor and a relative. Hindi sila nagiging toxic regarding patients' requests, or hindi sila nato-toxic ng mga pasyente or ng mga relatives because they seem to be unapproachable. That's one advantage for me, personally, because they maintained or they created that barrier or that boundary between them. Disadvantages, syempre, is the opposite. So, because there is a boundary between them, sometimes there would be miscommunication. The nurses are hesitant to ask or to confirm ano yung order nila sa chart kasi diretso na lang silang, yes, okay po doc, na actually, hindi naman talaga nila nababasa minsan yung penmanship ng doktor na yun, but because there is that boundary, hindi nila ma-approach yung doktor na yun, hindi nila mapabasa sa doktor na yun yung order, or kung hindi man nila mabasa, tinatanong na lang nila minsan sa residents or sa kapwa nurse nila na ano kaya to? Diba? Yun yung isang disadvantage doon. So, there is miscommunication, misunderstanding. So, the second type of doctors that you will encounter are the outgoing ones. So, syempre, opposite dun sa quiet ones. Outgoing ones, this would include yung mga friendly doctors, the funny doctors, mga joker din. These are the type of doctors that usually malalaman mo na sila na yung nag-rounds kasi maingay na yung station and lively na yung station. Because, of course, they're the outgoing ones. They are able to communicate with the nurses, with the patient. And yun na nga, maingay sa station. So, alam mo talagang, sila yan. Sometimes, they even tend to forget that they are talking to a doctor. Kasi, walang preno na. Wala nang preno yung chikahan. Chikahan na sila chikahan. It will even take time. Yung time nila na nag-rounds, napapatagal dun sa station. And that happens. One advantage of this is opposite din yung kanina sa quiet ones, that there is communication between the nurse and the doctor. Mas mas mapapadali, mapapabilis yung mga orders sa chart, mas matatanong ng nurses, especially yun nga, yung sa penmanship, mas matatawagan ng nurses yung doctor na, Doc, confirm ko lang ganyan, especially if the nurses are really unsure of what they're going to do. I mean, you know, the communication is there. And one disadvantage, of course, is over-communication or over-friendliness na minsan parang wala na din nga talagang boundary, na minsan pag nagkakamali yung nurse or nagkakamali anyone for that matter, yung doctor na yun because thinking na friends sila, okay lang. Minsan naman, if nare-reprimand or nagagalit na yung doctor, medyo na-hurt yung ibang nurses, especially pag beginning pa lang or beginner pa lang dun sa doctor-nurse relationship. Na-hurt yung nurses kasi biglang nagalit, friendly naman tong doctor na to because she did something wrong or incorrect. Yun yung one disadvantage nun. Eventually, pag tumagal naman din yung relationship ng doctor-nurse sa isang hospital, tapos nakilala na nilang isa't isa na ganon, they will learn how to understand each other. So the third ones are what I shall call the strict ones, or these type of doctors are the ones that are OC in their orders. So these are the ones that are serious during rounds, will nitpick every page, every sentence of the orders, and will even read them out loud to you so that they have the right to reprimand you when you will do them incorrectly. Because, yun na nga naman din. Talagang they made sure that you both or that you understood what he or she was ordering in the chart. They are the ones who will do follow-up, who will call you from time to time if there are already results of the lab test. They are the ones who will even call the laboratory or the chest x-ray or anything na concerned sila with the results, especially pag hindi pa napapasa dun sa station or dun sa nurses yung mga results ng patients nila. They are the ones who will check the input and output of the urine output of the patient every hour if it's in the ICU. They are the ones who will get really angry or annoyed or irritated pag hindi nasunod yung mga orders nila. So they are basically the OC ones. And sometimes, most of the time, it's reasonable, it's understandable, but there are also times that they can be unreasonable, and we have to admit that, I have to acknowledge that, and other nurses would complain about that because there are doctors na kahit 30 minutes pa lang nang kaka-extract ng blood test, gusto na may results now, which is not really that feasible in our Filipino setting. The one that will benefit from this OC-ness of these doctors are, of course, the patients, because they know na talagang iniisa-isa ng doktor nila yung lahat ng nasa order, nasa chart. However, this doesn't mean that when a doctor is not that OC, he or she doesn't care about that patient. Iba-iba lang talaga po kami ng ways of handling our patients. So the fourth ones are the fashionistas. Fashionistas, either the kikay ones or the elegant ones. Paglabas pa lang ng elevator, actually pagbaba pa lang ng car, they will make an impression. Pagpunta pa lang sa lobby, they will walk, you know, makikita mo na talaga, fashionista ang doktora na to. They are the ones that you can ask about the latest fashion trends, that you can share regarding about their skincare, about how they maintain their figure, and they even are the ones that are concerned with what they eat, with how they exercise. You will see na from head to toe, they are dressed up. Nakaka-inspire din yung mga yon. Sometimes, you will also see them carry expensive or branded items, bags, shoes, clothes, and even at times, kung hindi man siya ganun ka-high-end or expensive ones, basta they will be able to create this look na talagang masabi mo talagang fashionista doctor ito. So, the fifth one are the chill types. These are the easy-go-lucky ones na doctors, easy-going lang, pupunta. They're not really that friendly, but they're not that strict. Wala lang, pupunta lang sila sa station, they will make their orders, they will make their rounds, and then bye-bye. But if you have concerns, you can ask them as well. Pero kung wala din silang pakialam. They exist. Hindi sila magpapadala doon sa katoksika ng patient nila. And okay silang kasama kapag medyo toxic yung setting. Hindi sila nanonoxic, especially sa mga residents or nurses na nandun. Chill lang sila. Relax lang sila. Kalma lang sila. They really are just enjoying their life. And usually, they know how to separate work from play. And sometimes, you don't even know if nagagalit na sila or hindi. Basta may sabihin lang sila and then, okay, bye-bye. Dahil sobra din silang lax, they tend to also have the nurses or even the residents to do or to order some of the things na minsan nakakalimutan din nila. So the 6 ones are the praning ones. So these ones are the opposite of the chill type of doctors. The praning ones, pagdating pa lang sa station, they will express, especially kung toxic yung pasyente nila, yung problema ng pasyente nila. Minsan, paulit-ulit nila yung sinasabi nila because they're so worried about their patient, and that's okay. So yun, naprapraning sila, natotoxic sila, and even sometimes, yung toxic nila na patient sa kabila, nadadala nila na yung toxicity nila dun sa kung nasaan sila na hospital na nag-rounds at that time. Sometimes, nakukwento pa nila na toxic yung isang pasyente nila, nagagagaling na lang nila doon sa hospital na yun, parang ganon. So, these are also the ones that won't stop in messaging or calling the station, kinukumusta yung pasyente, kung okay na ba, calling the residents, ano na ba. And minsan, when you're also endorsing to them, like a resident endorsing to them, paulit-ulit na lang yung story kasi naprapraning sila. And that's okay because, you know, it's just a matter of personalities na lang din. Sometimes talaga, you tend to be a worrywart, and that's okay if it's really for the patient. Kasi sometimes, may mga iba ka pala talagang naiisip na possible na nangyayari din sa pasyente. So, they exist as well, ang mga praning ones. Lastly, which is the most popular type of doctors, are the generous ones. These are the type of doctors na nanlilibre sa mga nurses, pagpunta sa nurses, nagpapapizza, nagpapakain. And these, like what I've said, these doctors are the most popular ones kasi usually makikita mo sila nakasama sa mga events or mga small gatherings ng mga nurses. And usually, hinihingan sila ng solicitation ng mga nurses, donations, they willingly give. And so, they are the favorites of the nurses. Siya ang nilalapitan kapag may kailangan ang lahat, and that doesn't just apply sa mga nurses, even perhaps sa mga colleagues din niya, because he or she is the generous type and they exist. Nagpapa-milk tea, Starbucks, yung mga ganun. So there you have it, guys. These are only based on my personal observation and my very unpopular opinion. And don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe to my channel and click on that notification bell to be updated with my latest uploads. And bye-bye! See you in my next one. Bye-bye!